The midnight peril. Sudden bathroom trips unprepared. The first seemingly innocent act, one performed countless times by countless individuals, often holds the most immediate peril, especially as the years advance. It begins with a simple, familiar urge in the dead of night. The urge strikes. You swing your legs out of bed, perhaps a little too quickly, just like any other night. But for Charles, 81, this exact moment nearly became his last. This common scenario, waking up and making a swift, unprepared journey to the bathroom in the darkness, can trigger a cascade of dangerous physiological responses in those over 70. Consider again the tragic, ordinary final moments of the 74-year-old woman mentioned earlier. She felt the need to urinate, got out of bed in a hurry, and collapsed just a few feet from the bathroom, her life abruptly extinguished. The suspected cause in such instances is often a sudden, critical drop in blood pressure known medically as orthostatic hypotension. As you stand up quickly after lying down for hours, gravity can cause blood to pool in your legs. This, in turn, can lead to a sharp decrease in blood pressure, starving the brain of oxygen and causing intense dizziness, fainting, or even provoking a sudden cardiac arrhythmia. Add to this the shock of a cold bathroom floor on bare feet, and the stress of navigating in darkness, and the heart may be pushed just far enough to falter. The body's autonomic nervous system, which regulates these involuntary functions, simply becomes more sensitive and less resilient after age 70. Charles learned this the hard way. He used to pop out of bed, as he put it, the moment he felt any pressure in his bladder. But one night, that habit led to a terrifying close call. The world tilted violently. A sudden blackness enveloped him, and he found himself briefly unconscious, waking up confused and shaken on the cold, hard hallway floor. The fear in that moment was palpable. His doctor later advised a few life-saving changes. "Sit up slowly, Charles," he urged. "Dangle your feet over the edge of the bed for at least 30 seconds before you even try to stand. A soft nightlight isn't a luxury at your age. It's a lifeline. And slippers, Charles, always wear slippers to avoid that cold shock." Since adopting these simple precautions for his nighttime bathroom trips, Charles hasn't had a single incident, though the memory of that fall still serves as a chilling reminder of his vulnerability. The truth is, your body over 70 can't handle abrupt changes the way it once did. So, if you're still jumping out of bed and rushing to the bathroom, understand that this isn't a minor habit. It's a major risk to your senior's safety and a common contributor to fall prevention failures. Take your time, protect your steps. Charles learned his lesson, but what about other seemingly benign habits? That innocent glass of water by the bedside, for instance, could be engineering a different kind of nightly crisis. The deceptive glass. Why late-night water can be a gamble. Indeed, that innocent glass of water by the bedside, a fixture in many bedrooms, could very well be engineering a different, more insidious kind of nightly crisis. A glass of water before bed. It sounds like the epitome of a healthy habit, doesn't it? For Evelyn, 79, this nightly ritual, she believed, was keeping her hydrated and supporting her kidney function. But in reality, it was secretly disrupting far more than just her sleep. The common belief that chugging water before turning in is beneficial often overlooks a critical factor for seniors: increased bladder sensitivity. Add a full glass of water to an already sensitive system right before sleep, and you're practically guaranteeing multiple trips to the bathroom. This leads to nocturia, the official term for waking frequently at night to urinate. And it's not merely about the inconvenience or the sleep disruption. Each sudden awakening, especially from deep sleep, jolts the nervous system. This can cause a temporary but significant blood pressure surge. When that spike is paired with movement in a dark or cold environment, like getting out of bed to find the bathroom, the risk of stroke or other serious cardiac events can elevate alarmingly in vulnerable individuals. Evelyn's routine involved finishing a glass of water around 10:30 p.m. every evening. What she didn't initially connect was that this late-night hydration habit was leading to 3, sometimes 4, bathroom trips each night. She began waking up chronically groggy, her thoughts clouded, and a persistent disorientation lingered well into her mornings. And sometimes, she'd later confide to her doctor, she experienced a terrifying flutter, in her chest heart palpitations that left her breathless and anxious. During a checkup, as Evelyn described these episodes, her doctor listened with growing concern in his eyes. He noted a slight, previously overlooked irregularity on an old EKG that, he explained, while not immediately dangerous on its own, could certainly be exacerbated by the nightly stress her body was enduring. His advice was straightforward. Evelyn, hydration is vital, but timing is everything. Let's shift your main water intake much earlier in the day. And absolutely no fluids for at least 2 hours before bedtime. The change was nothing short of dramatic. Within a single week of adjusting her routine, Evelyn reported that the mental fog had lifted. The heart palpitations? Gone. Her nighttime awakenings dropped from a disruptive 3 or more down to just 1, if any. Hydration is essential, especially as we age. But after 70, it's not just what you do. It's very much about when you do it. Filling your bladder right before bed invites unnecessary risks and shatters the natural rhythm of rest your body desperately needs. If you find yourself drinking late into the night and waking to urinate more than once, your body is trying to tell you something. It's time to listen. Evelyn found her peace by adjusting her fluid intake. But what happens when the body itself sends a more direct, more dizzying warning signal in the dark? A signal too many choose to ignore. The whispering danger. Ignoring nighttime dizziness spells disaster. Evelyn found her peace by adjusting her fluid intake, a testament to the power of listening to subtle cues. But what happens when the body itself sends a more direct, more dizzying warning signal in the dark? A signal too many, unfortunately, choose to ignore. A fleeting wave of dizziness as you get out of bed. Just a bit of lightheadedness, easily dismissed as a minor inconvenience. For Richard, a 76-year-old widower, dismissing that exact sensation led to a fractured shoulder and a harrowing realization about the dangers lurking in nighttime falls. For seniors over 70, ignoring that fleeting sensation, especially during those inevitable nighttime bathroom trips, can be a fatal mistake. When you rise quickly from a prone position, your blood pressure can plummet suddenly, a condition known as orthostatic hypotension, which we've touched upon. And that sudden drop doesn't just make you feel momentarily woozy. It can cause you to lose your balance, fall heavily, hit your head, or faint altogether. Alone, in the dark, in the supposed safety of your own home, that single moment of instability can tragically be the last. Richard's story is a stark illustration of this elderly safety concern. One night, around 2 a.m., he rushed from his bed to reach the bathroom. He felt a distinct wave of dizziness, but, like many, brushed it off, thinking it was merely from getting up too fast. On his way back from the bathroom, disaster struck. He tripped over his bedroom rug, the sudden imbalance too much to correct, and hit his shoulder hard enough against the floor to fracture it. He lay there for what felt like an eternity, the pain a white-hot poker in his shoulder, a chilling fear gripping him as he wondered if dawn, or help, would ever come. The hospital later confirmed his severe dizziness was linked to a combination of a medication side effect and dehydration, a preventable scenario. It was a brutal wake-up call, one he thankfully lived through to make crucial adjustments to his routine and medication management. The lesson here is profound. When your body sends a signal, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, it's not just noise. It's a critical message demanding attention. Seniors who learn to pause, to sit at the edge of the bed for at least 30 seconds, allowing their blood pressure to stabilize, and then slowly stand while holding on to something stable, are often spared the kind of devastating accidents that don't always come with a second chance for injury prevention. Ignoring minor symptoms like dizziness because they feel familiar or perhaps tolerable out of a sense of pride or ingrained routine is a dangerous gamble. At this age, every signal matters. Dizziness isn't a mere quirk of aging. It's a vital clue, a whisper from your body urgently saying, slow down, pay attention, stay safe. Richard survived his ordeal, a stark lesson learned. Heeding these internal alarms is crucial. But what about the very comfort we seek before sleep? A hearty meal. Could that too be a hidden enemy, preparing an ambush while we rest? The after-dinner ambush. Sleeping on a heavy meal spells trouble. Heeding those internal alarms, like Richard learned to, is undeniably crucial. But what about the very comfort we seek as evening descends, a satisfying, heavy dinner enjoyed shortly before drifting off to sleep. Could that comforting ritual, in fact, be a hidden enemy, meticulously preparing an ambush while our bodies are supposed to be at rest? A warm, hearty meal in the evening can be one of life's small, cherished comforts, especially in our later years. But is it a recipe for peaceful slumber, or a countdown to a potential crisis? For Edith, 74, her beloved pasta and rich desserts nearly cost her dearly. What many don't realize is that going to bed right after consuming a heavy dinner, especially one high in fat, salt, or refined carbohydrates, it can quietly place your health at serious risk. When your body is forced to tackle the hard work of digesting a full meal while you lie flat, it triggers a cascade of physiological responses. This isn't just about simple indigestion or heartburn. We're talking about potentially raised blood pressure, disrupted blood sugar levels, and a significantly increased risk of nighttime cardiac events due to the immense strain on the heart when it should be winding down and recovering. Edith's typical evening involved enjoying a big plate of pasta with sausage, often followed by a generous slice of pie, usually around 8:30 p.m. By 9:15 p.m., she was often tucked into bed, drifting off to sleep. But one night, around 1 a.m., she awoke with a terrifying jolt, gasping for breath, her heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. The panic was overwhelming. She managed to call her son, her voice trembling, "It's my heart. I can't breathe." It turned out that her body, overwhelmed by the monumental effort of digesting such a rich meal during sleep, had responded by triggering an alarming irregular heartbeat, a dangerous arrhythmia. She's fine now. The narrative of her life thankfully continues, but the memory of that night, the sheer terror of her own heart seemingly betraying her, ensures she never eats a heavy meal late anymore. The key, as Edith discovered, isn't necessarily about giving up the foods you love. It's about timing. Most guidelines suggest allowing your body at least 2 to 3 hours between your last bite and bedtime. That crucial gap gives your digestive system the chance to do its heavy lifting while you're still upright, significantly easing the load on your cardiovascular and metabolic systems when it's finally time to sleep. In fact, the paramedics who attended to Edith later mentioned to her son that the particular type of arrhythmia she experienced, often brought on by such digestive stress in older adults, could frequently be a precursor to more severe cardiac episodes if habits weren't fundamentally changed. Seniors who consistently maintain this vital digestive pause often report better quality rest, fewer disruptive nighttime bathroom trips, and noticeably improved morning energy. In a stage of life where every heartbeat truly matters, honoring your body's natural nighttime rhythm isn't merely a suggestion. It's a powerful survival tool. Edith's close call, much like the experiences of Richard, Evelyn, and Charles, serves as more than just a cautionary tale. Embracing nightly wisdom, your key to safer tomorrows. Edith's close call, much like the experiences of Richard, Evelyn, and Charles, serves as more than just a cautionary tale. Their stories, and the sobering initial account of the 74-year-old woman whose life ended so abruptly after a simple nighttime bathroom trip, are profound invitations. They invite us to look closer at our own lives, particularly as the quiet hours of the evening approach. For these are the hours where our conscious choices regarding safety and prevention truly shape our tomorrows. There's an undeniable fragility to the balance of health in our later years, yet it's crucial to remember that we are not powerless. The habits we carry into our nightly routines, how we move, what we eat and drink, how we prepare our bodies for sleep, are not merely ingrained patterns. They are significant decisions, and each one carries considerable weight. Avoiding these 4 risky behaviors isn't about living in constant fear. Instead, it's about embracing wisdom, about intentionally giving your body the calm, the rhythm, and the thoughtful preparation it needs to protect you during its most vulnerable hours. A quiet night should be a time for healing and restoration, not for inadvertently courting risk. The more you respect that boundary, the better your chance of waking up feeling strong, steady, and ready to embrace another day with vitality. True longevity isn't always forged solely in the gym or found exclusively in the doctor's office. Sometimes, enduring seniors' health and a long life are won in the quiet, seemingly unnoticed choices made after the sun goes down. So, If you've seen a reflection of yourself in any of today's examples, take it not as a source of worry, but as a gentle nudge of wisdom. You're never too old to adjust your path. You're never too late to learn. Your next breath, your next morning, your next year, they all begin with the habits you shape tonight.